Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video today is about a very important skill for every musician. It's sight reading. I know that there are some musicians who can play fantastically and they are not able to sight read, but actually when you can't do this, it's a limitation. You can go with limitation, but you don't have to. There are different types of sight reading. I'm going to mention them, but today I'm going to focus on reading notation. Let's get started. Simply put, sight reading is the ability to read and play music at first sight. There are three types of sight reading that can apply to bass players. Chord charts. Reading chord charts is the most important skill of sight reading for bass players. I will make a separate video about it, but for now, reading chord charts is when you can see the chords written and you can figure out the accompaniment for them. This is necessary in bands, in learning new songs, and in creating the arrangements for the new ones. Tabs. I personally don't read them fluently. I can make them, I can edit them, but I just don't read them very well. But I believe that with some practice you can do it. Notation. People usually mean reading notation when you ask you if you can sight read. Today I'm going to focus on this. So, why should you bother with sight reading? There are a few reasons, and the first of them is versatility. You become a musician that can play everything, and it doesn't matter for you what it looks like on the paper or on the screen or what it sounds like. A huge number of songs and music pieces are notated, and knowing notation and being able to sight read opens your access to all of them. Confidence. You'll feel more secure in rehearsals and performances. If you come to a new band and you need to learn 20 or more songs straight away, you might not be able to memorize all the riffs and patterns. Knowing notation and sight reading makes it much easier. Instead of memorizing everything, you just write it down yourself, or you can sight read the materials for the songs that already exist. Musicality. It helps you understand music theory and how it all works. And opportunities. Many gigs require sight reading, especially in jazz and classical setting. Personally, I wouldn't be able to play in big bands, some orchestras and theatrical performances if I couldn't sight read. Sight reading requires some skills and knowledge, and I'm going to make a few videos about these aspects, so stay subscribed if you want. For sight reading, you need to know what the notes are on the staves, what their names are, and how to find them on the fretboard. I would recommend you to start learning notation in the bass clef, because as a bass player you will deal mostly with this. However, sometimes you might face the treble clef as well, especially if you like making arrangements of the pieces that are already notated, or if you like playing solos in a high register, let's say up from the fret 12. And of course, for sight reading you need to know rhythms, what they look like when they're written and how to play them. Now let's get into some tips to improve your sight reading skills. First, start simple. Begin with easy pieces, and as you get more confident, you can increase the level of difficulty. There are books for bass players where the exercises start like very simple patterns on the open strings, so that you get familiar with notation. The level of difficulty in books usually gradually increases, so by the end of the book you will get more confident and familiar with different rhythms and pitches. Second, practice regularly. Set aside time for sight reading, and it's better to do it each day if you can. Maybe not for too long periods, but even a few minutes a day can make a real difference. 3. Count and rhythm. Don't focus just on the notes, you need to be able to read rhythms as well. Counting aloud can help. I often do it myself when I deal with funk rhythms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da da da. Da 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 da. Use a metronome. This is extra important. Start slow and gradually increase your speed as you get more confident. And number Number 5. Look ahead. Many people skip this point, but they shouldn't. Train your eyes to read a few notes ahead from where you are playing. This isn't easy sometimes, but it's really important to see where the part goes so that you can be ready to move your hand to a position you need. Here are some great resources to help you practice. First, books. Go and check what you have in your local music shop. Or if you prefer a digital version, you can type in your browser search something like books for a beginning bass player, and there will be many. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, they all work well if you use them. Apps. Apps like TonePlay are fantastic for sight reading exercises. You can find the link to that app below, and they have a nice trial period so that you can familiarize yourself with this. And of course, YouTube channels. There are quite a few out there and you can search for them. There are a few challenges you face when you sight read in a band. Often the best parts are written by people who don't play the bass. Sometimes you might feel that the positions are awkward, or that you could make a better bass line for the same chords, or sometimes the passages are too awfully fast and you can play them if you learn them, but you need to spend time learning them and you can't just sight read them. In these cases, it's okay to simplify the part. You might find time later to learn all these peculiarities, but when you sight read, simplifying is usually fine. It's often confusing when the written part has repetitions and the other interesting signs for that, and usually it's better to find them and maybe highlight them in advance before you even start playing. Key signatures and accidentals. They can make your life pretty hard sometimes because our brains need a bit of extra time to process them, but you might not have that time when you sight read. I highlight them in advance as well, it helps. Pretty often you have to practice the challenging parts at home before playing them with your band, and you might find some time to highlight the challenging places like accidentals, key signatures, repetitions, or whatever you want to mark. Often I also need to mark the positions because the same notes can be taken in different positions, but some of them are difficult to connect with the notes which are coming straight after them. Alright, that's it for today. Sight reading is a skill that takes time to develop, so be patient with yourself. And be ready, you will be making mistakes, especially in fast tempos and with the challenging parts. We all do. Just be patient and keep practicing and you will see improvement. For me, I have a homework to get a few more helpful videos prepared about how to find and learn notes on the fretboard, about chord charts and how to read rhythms, and about the clefs and maybe some more. I'm looking forward to getting them released for you and the other musicians. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tips, and leave a comment about your sight reading journey. Until next time, keep grooving.